Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Good reading. What a nice setup this today. It was perfect. Thank you all for your participation in everything you do. And I welcome everybody to the Science of Mind. It is the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought. It is the conception that we live in a spiritual universe, that God is in us, around us, and for us, and there's nothing against us. So I welcome you to the Science of Mind because that's a way of life that can enhance your sense of being, your experience being human, and your relationships with all other humans. Science of Mind also is the correlation of the laws of science and then the opinions of philosophy and the revelation of religion applied to human need. So you can apply this teaching to your needs and take your life on to the next level of goodness, of joy and peace. Spirituality is natural goodness. God is not a person. God is a presence personified in us. Spirituality is not a thing. It is the atmosphere of God's presence, God's goodness, and God's truth. That's true spirituality. So today, I reflect on all of God, all of God's goodness that I can behold and hold in my mind, outwardly, so that each person I meet can have the same experience of goodness, of the divine presence. This is how we begin to live and walk our talk. My reading today for what I'm going to be sharing with you, I got from our home office, and this is a quote. It says, knowing that we are each a reflection of the infinite self, we can move toward an understanding that everyone around us reflects ourselves. And just like me, everyone is doing the best they can with what they have in the time that they have. When we can find compassion for ourselves in doing the best that we can, do, we are able to transfer our compassion to those around us. End of quote. That was directly from home office for today's sharing. So in the Science of Mind on page 105, it says this: as we look at the many millions of forms, all of different shape and color, and yet know that they all come from the one stuff. And he refers to it as one stuff because there is no word that you can use to describe God. He says, come from the one stuff. We are not compelled to accept the fact that there is a special cause or concrete mental image back of every idea or thing. Divine picture, divine mental picture. In the subjective world, there must be a correspondent of everything in the objective world. And since the subjective world is a receptive or plastic substance, this correspondence can find its initial starting point only in real intelligence. Therefore, intelligence is the ultimate creative energy of the universe. End of quote. That's page 105. Intelligence is the ultimate creative agency of the universe. So he's saying this whole universe is put together by intelligence we call infinite intelligence. You cannot take a plane and fly so fast that you can get out of the universe. You cannot leave it. That's it. We are in it. Science of Mind tells us that all forms come from the one substance. All forms. You ever wonder how a mosquito got here? Or how a worm got here? Or how a camel got here? How an elephant got here? All of these wonderful creatures. I say wonderful creatures. Even a worm is wonderful to those that like worms. and some things actually live on worms. So we can't say something is bad and something is good just because we don't like it or love it. It's good for somebody, it's good for something, it's put in the universe there for a specific purpose. Science tells us that all forms come from the one substance made manifest through vibration. This further helps us to see the relationship of the word to the formless and teaches us the indestructibility and an entity, an eternity of energy and cosmic stuff. This is on page 311 in the Science of Mind. So how do you start your day? Knowing all of these wonderful statements and truths, how do you start your day? One of the best ways I've found to start the day is to mentally declare your day into existence, into being. When you wake up in the morning, even before you step out of bed, if you are conscious enough, make a statement about how good this day is for you. Declare your day into form. You're speaking a word, you're using the breath of God, and you can declare that day into form. Now, if you keep that in mind, you will experience the day. Sometimes we don't even have it in mind and we are experiencing it, but what you're not conscious of, you cannot experience. So the day may come and go, and you may not see it at all in the way you try to declare it. But that's the starting point. The starting point is to state what kind of day you want. I don't know how many people do that. I'm not going to ask for the raising of hands, but think about this. Have you ever got up in the morning and made this a habit to declare the day you want to have a day? How do you start your day? Today, I reflect all of God's good outwardly so that each person I meet can have the same experience of good through me. That's a good statement for yourself that you could use so that you become the presence that helps them to see who they really are. Establish in spirit an invisible roadmap. You can do that. You can establish in spirit an invisible roadmap for your soul to fulfill its mission of reflecting God's good outwardly. You can do that. All of us, every one of us can do that. What if everybody in this service today started doing that first thing tomorrow morning? You didn't do it today, that's fine. Start doing it tomorrow morning and see what happens. See what happens to your day. Okay. Establish in spirit an invisible roadmap for your soul to fulfill its mission of reflecting God's good outwardly. In doing so, you set a tone for your life. You give your life a certain tone, a certain way of being, a certain air, a certain resonance, a certain kind of radiance that puts you into the world in a special way. Set a tone for your life every day for you to step forward into it. I'm telling you how to practice the science of mind, how to see a practical way in which you can use it. This is simple. This is you don't have to be a scientist, a rocket scientist to do this. Set a tone for your life every day for you to step into it and to move forward. There's a cosmic connection that remains invisible to us until we call it out. You know that? Until you call it out, it remains invisible to you. You're not going to see it. It's going to be there, but you won't experience it. Like I said before, You cannot experience something if you're not conscious of it. It could be right there and you won't find it and you won't experience it. So take time to look at God's creation. When you look at a person, look at God's creation, God's individuation. Everybody has the face of God because God does not have a particular face. God has all faces. All faces. The ones we say, ooh, and the ones we say, ah. God has all faces. Isn't that wonderful? God's individuation in the face and eyes of everyone you meet exists. That's the truth of being. The most effective way to change the world is to do what? To change your world. You want to change the world? Change your world. That means change how you see, how you look at people, how you judge yourself, how you judge others, how you make decisions, and declare a day that you want to experience. Try, experiment with it. Use this as a laboratory. Use your life as a laboratory. Declare the day that you want and make attention, make notes, take a book, write down the things that you are experiencing that you declared and see if it doesn't work. Do it for 7 days. You know, 7 days represents, in the Bible, it represents the completion of creation. Do this for 7 days and see if you have not completed and created a new way of life for yourself. A wonderful new way of life for yourself. The most effective way to change the world is to change your world. Fill up your world with your vision of your divinity, your self-awareness, your realization of your uniqueness and that of everyone else's. That's how you change the world. Give thanks for everything. Say thank you to drivers on the road. I know sometimes you really don't want to do that, especially if somebody passes you and gives you the finger. You don't want to give thanks for them, but give thanks for them. Say thank you to drivers on the road. Thanks to the people who help pack your groceries when you go shopping. The people who you never met next door. Give thanks for them. Be thankful for water. Every time it comes out of your tap when you open it, when you shut it off, give thanks for the water. Give thanks for your home that houses your body, yourself, your family, your conveniences, and your lifestyle. Give thanks for all of that. You know, Jesus said, in all things give thanks. That's all that I've named. All of that's part of the allness. Say thank you for your job. Whether you like it or not, say thank you for your job and watch how it changes to you for the better. When you look in the eyes of another human being, give thanks for meeting someone made just like you. By the way, that's our topic today, just like you. I'm not talking about resemblance. I'm not talking about similarities. I'm talking about somebody made just like you, because you are not just what you look like. Your essence, your tone comes forward. So when somebody meets you, they're meeting more than a physical body. They're meeting somebody that's intangible, that comes out of the presence of your being to greet them, to meet them, or even to reject them. Unfortunately, that's true for some people. Speak your day into form. Use the breath, your breath of life, to speak your day into form. Promise yourself you will do that. There's a lady called Margaret Gilman. She just wrote a thank you in one of our newspapers. She wanted to thank us for something. She said this: I'm always grateful for your gracious and open-ended teaching. This is a perfect start for my day, and I turn every day toward my highest and best expression of love and life. Thank you. This is somebody we never met who doesn't know what any of us really look like, unless she's spoken to you already. But she took the time to give thanks for that, for the teaching that she's not a member of, so to speak. Of course, she's a member because everyone is a member. Everyone is a member. We take in membership in our center, but that doesn't mean that you were not a member in the first place. You just recognize in this particular community. Know that we are always connected by divine heritage in unique and very special ways. You are connected to other people, to everyone. Let us walk this path together as we discover and enjoy the beauty of one another's specialness. Divine love surrounds us. Go out and enjoy each day in the best of ways. So now, repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I receive it. I share it. I am it. And I accept it just the way that it is and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. And so it is. And I thank you all for being present here this morning. Thank you. God bless. Take time to muse. Take time to reflect. Take time to be silent. Take time to be in awe. Take time to contemplate. Take time to meditate. Take time to be alone. Take time to be quiet. Take time to hear the silence. You practiced that a little this morning with Jean when she said, listen to the silence. Take time to know yourself. Now, if you read these back to yourself, or you repeat these back to yourself, stop and say, how do I do that? Take time to muse. What am I doing? Take time to reflect upon what? Take time to be silent. When? How? Where? Take time to be in awe. In awe of what? Take time to contemplate. Same question. Take time to meditate. When? How? How much? Take time to be alone. I'm not saying take time to be lonely. Take time to be alone. What does that mean? Take time to be quiet. Take time to hear the silence. And you know what? Take time to know yourself. Because once you know yourself, you are capable, really capable of changing the world, that you experience a better, happier, more joyful, more fulfilling world. And I thank you again for listening. God bless. And if there are no questions, we can close our service off with a spiritual mind treatment. It's a remarkable day, so that you will recall practicing one of the principles of the science of mind. And you know, Jesus stated this wonderful thing. It's done unto you as you believe. The operative word as means it continues all the time. As you change. It's done unto you as you believe. All right. So I have to say, thank you all for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. Thank you for showing up. And we invite you to make a contribution of some of your substance, because that's how we keep going. And obviously, if you like what you do, what you come back here every Sunday to hear and see and participate in, Let's create more space for more people, more time for more people, and really help to change the world. So close your eyes and let's have a spiritual mind treatment. If you have an issue going on in your life, you can bring it into the treatment and see if it changes for you. Remember, it's done unto you as you believe. So close your eyes. And Susan, if you have something that you want to just play under like a sound, you can do that. So let us remember that God is present. I know that God is present here right now. He's present in every life, in every form, in every substance. God is everywhere. God is omnipresent. God cannot be absent from any of us. So God is present right where we are. And I know that that presence is the presence of unconditional love. It is the presence of infinite wisdom. It is the presence of total knowledge, all knowingness. Its omnipotent power is always present. All of this is part of the package, and that is right where I am and right where everyone else is. And God is the first life, the life of all life, the original life, the one life out of which all life comes. So I am one of those. I am one of God, made in the image and likeness of God. And because I know this is true, I can declare my world. I can declare my day. That today continues to be an unfoldment of beauty, of love, of peace, of abundance, of harmony. And that everyone I meet today feels and senses a tone of love, a tone of inclusion, a tone of compassion, a tone of surrounding divinity. That as I am being in my world, I bless those who are seekers and find something that I have offered through my presence. I declare my day to be one of peace, of love, of joy, of beauty, of enhancement. And I declare this for everyone within the sound of my voice and the sight of my vision. I declare that this is true. We can embrace this and turn it into a full-fledged experience. So I give thanks for the power of the spoken word, for the opportunity to speak my word, for the chance to be with all of these wonderful people listening here right now. I'm so grateful for the power of the spoken word, because the life is given to it out of the breath of life. I know that my breath is the breath of God, and the breath of God speaks life. So I release these words to this power that is greater than I am, to this power that is able to bring to pass all the declarations of my spirit, my soul, my being. I give thanks for the power, for the spoken word, for the fulfillment already in the mind of God. And so it is. Amen.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. That you are my reflection. There is only one.
Yay! Yay! All right. Wow. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful people. All of you. Mwah. Take it.
We're all a reflection of you, Reverend Patrick, so thank you.
Well, I'm seeing myself back too. Every time I look at you, you're a reflection. So you're reflecting back to me all the time. Oh, wow.